My name's Gareth Philpott. I'm the co-founder of the Barber Academy Australia. Today's topic is going to be introduction to clipper work. So what we're going to start off with first is our clipper. Now this could be any brand. It does not matter. This is just the brand which I'm using at the moment. So a couple of basic things. The best way I get people to hold a clipper when they first start. Now you'll see a lot of people grip it like this, or they'll go that way. What we're gonna do, a lot of the time a clipper has a groove in the back. I like to have the thumb on my clipper like this, and then my fingers on the back, which means I can flick, and it almost creates a C motion. Now, I'm not a massive fan of a huge C motion like this because I believe people dig in and then scoop out. But holding the clipper like this, I feel it creates a lot softer shape when actually doing clipper work. And also the ergonomics behind this, you're looking after your wrist, you're looking after your shoulder and your elbow. Now, a couple of things to learn on a clipper. You'll see this lovely lever here. So when it's all the way up, it is closed. Now closed means shorter. That is going to be your shortest length. Now because there is no guard on this clipper, that is a 0. Now if I open this all the way up, that is completely open. So is my blade. So you can see the two blades on the clipper. You can see it's now lower instead of tighter. That is what we call open. That is equivalent to a 0.5. So if you chuck on a 1 guard on here and have this closed, it is a true 1. Now if you open the lever, that 1 will now turn into a 1.5. Okay, some basics for clipper over comb. You can see some combs like this. See they got a little bit more flexibility in them, or something a little bit more sturdier like this. This is a really popular clipper over comb, and this one is a wire spark comb, which is a little bit more flexier. When we're first starting, I'm not a massive fan of this, but I just wanted to show you the option. Okay, so there's some key aspects to clipper over comb that I like to set up before you actually do them when you're starting clipper over comb. Now, you can either have the head upright, or whenever I'm doing clipper work, I like to just tilt the head slightly. Now a client, they can tilt, no problem at all. Remember, their heads do move, okay? Now, when I'm driving through the hair with my comb, I'm not gonna dig it in and dig it out. I'm going to literally keep that straight line throughout the head. Now, because the head is tilted, it's gonna naturally bring the comb off the head. Now if the head was like this, tilted towards me, and I'm bringing the comb up, I'm gonna then round the head and take it way too short instead of that desired angle like this. So again, when you're doing clipper over comb, you can either hold the clipper like that, or you can hold it almost like a pencil. Just gonna turn the clipper on here. You're just going to come across the hair. I find this is really good for blending through my fade. So I'm going to pick up the hair. You can see the length of hair down here. I'm going to bring my clipper across. Same thing. The biggest thing we want to do is make sure that we are not digging in and scooping out. We're keeping it as natural as possible. Same as when we're doing scissor over comb. The comb is constantly moving up the hair, and we're just removing any bulk through there. This is really good for weight removal, if you want to do that as well, using clipper over comb. If you want to get a little bit tighter, you can actually bring up the clipper like this. And again, you're just creating that angle on the hair to make sure that it creates that perfect contrast between the hair. The main reason behind fading, clipper over comb, or anything that we're using with a clipper is that we want to make sure that our contrast is perfect on the side of the head. You won't see us talk about guards too much. We actually just want to make sure that from our lowest guard to our highest guard, or shortest point of hair to our longest point of hair, that contrast is perfect. This is the easiest way that we can explain fading to people. I don't care what guards you actually use to create that contrast. It's all about creating that contrast. You'll see a lot of videos go, use a 0.5, use a 1, use a blah, 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 blah. Sadly, if hair was like that, we would all be out of a job. It is not as easy as that to fade because, for example, on my hair, you'll see it's obviously a lot longer now. But on one side, you can go through the process of that. But on this side, because of my growth patterns, I need to take my 0.5 higher to actually blend that in and for my contrast to look better. So, when would you use clipper over comb? So obviously you'd use it for shorter men's cuts, for blending the sides, and also efficient bulk removal. That is obviously the quickest way to remove bulk, by using clipper over comb. This is a massive technique which I think you can utilize in most haircuts. Speed and efficiency, this is top of the list. This is a great one. This is something which I have never been confident in, but I am working my way towards being confident. Your angle of comb as well, that is another huge factor with clipper over comb. You need to make sure that that comb angle is coming straight off the head, because if you start to go that way, you're going to create an umbrella. If you start going this way, you're going to cave in the head and it's going to round off all of that work which you have done with your clipper work and your scissor work.